So with the Panda now being on the road, yeah, I think we can say that. We've got a hole in the workshop. Not a physical hole, you know, but just a space where something needs to go, you know. And Guy was thinking about how to fill that gap, and should I get on with the Mini? And you know, yeah, the Mini. Anyway, what I got have a good think about was I recently parted ways with the Ranger. Various different reasons. Nothing nefarious, just decided that it was no longer the vehicle that I required. So I got rid of that, and obviously the day after I got rid of that, I needed to move several large pieces of wood and a massive pile of rubbish, which I had to do in the Lemon, which really wasn't the vehicle for the job. But it got me thinking that perhaps I should do something different. Perhaps I should acquire a different vehicle. Something a little bit more practical, something a bit more me, something a bit more purposeful. And I got to thinking about something I could fit the bike in, and something I could put some tools in, and something that was better on fuel. And I didn't buy a transit van. What I did buy was this. I got myself a 2013 Fiat Doblo. Long wheelbase, you know. We didn't go half measure on it, you know. This is a serious bit of kit here. We've got a full setup and everything. Yeah, it was being sold reasonably locally for not a massive amount of money, and I decided that you know, this could be the solution to all problems. I believe it's X utilities, X power distribution. So you know, it's it'll have been sat somewhere idling most of its life. It does have quite a few miles on the clock, and it does have I would say a number of issues. You know, otherwise it wouldn't be here, because I wouldn't have bought it. I never buy anything that works. That's just no fun. First of all, you'll notice that we got the old highway markings, etc, etc. That's staying, because I like that. We've also got a full rack, you know, and that's going to be useful for, I don't know, things. It does have a yellow light as well, and those things are always useful for, you know, lighting up stuff in yellow. We've got sliding doors, you know, both sides, and yeah, missing the poverty wheel caps on the front, though we do have them on the back. Yeah, and it's got all the mod cons, you know. It's got a radio, you know. We got a steering wheel that yeah, somebody's eaten. I don't know. I think whoever previously had this van kind of like to chew on it a bit, you know. These seat covers came with it, which, you know, that added the appeal of the whole thing. And yeah, we got some nice trim accoutrements going on there. I like that. Look at that. And all this, I think all the stuff have been ripped out of it, you know. And what we got going on there? That's oh, that's cracking. That is. What we got? Oh, yeah, that's boom. Don't want to do that. That's oh, look. I think I've done some wiring here before. That's sweet. That is. Gotta love that. I don't think that works, and yeah, it's got a thing there that doesn't work anyway, and it's all, you know, because it's a van, it's all wiped clean, which I'm also a big fan of, you know, especially if you're a mess eater. That's an excellent thing to have. It's a long wheelbase version, which means that I can get the bike in somewhere there and it will actually fit. I suppose another side to this is you could sleep in there if you wanted to, you know. But I mean, look at this racking. How cool this is. Some of the issues that we've got with the van are the paintwork has definitely seen better days. I did have a go at polishing these headlamps because they were so bad that they were, you know, basically just an orange glow. I think it's all got potential, do you know what I mean? It's all got a bit of potential. That's structural, I like that, that's approved. And we got, it's had a go at self-lightening, you know, and it's alright, it's not there yet, but we might have to sort that out in some way or other. But I don't know if this will come out on the, you know, but let me just, see that there? Watch it. There we go, look at that. How cool is that? Got this lovely little tray up here that you can use to store your pies and your pasties and everything else. It's fantastic. Did I mention it came with seat covers? Yeah, oh, great. So yeah, and it's you know, the usual sort of thing. And we got a bit of a rough idle at the moment, you know. It's fighting me a bit on that because it's a diesel and it needs a little bit of work. And it's you know, it's a van. What do you expect? There's no air conditioning in these things. Although I never quite figured out why you wouldn't put air conditioning in a van. Why would you want your guys turning up to a job, right, going into your customer's house and stinking the place up? I never got that. That's always you know. Ah yes, one of them. 1.6 Multijet. I think it's got a dupper, one of these troublesome filters which we need to probably address at some point. I've had a good look round it and I'll be honest with you, this hasn't been serviced in a number of years. It probably would have been really well serviced up to a point it went into private ownership, which was I think 3 years ago, but it sat still for like the last 6 months because the guy just didn't get on with it. So it's going to require quite a number of things. I've cleaned this up a bit, I've had a good, you know, and there's a number of little things that we've got to we've got this EGR thing here that's leaking and all of these filters that need doing. It's undisclosed when it had a timing kit on it, so it's got to have a timing kit and water pump. And you'll notice from the wear on the tyres, and there is a, you know, I think there's a few miles left in them yet, but you'll notice from the wear of the tyres, all is not right when it comes to that suspension. It's noisier than a toddler that don't want to go to bed. So we got to resolve all that, and it's like you said, it's a good thing that the back is pretty, because this is pretty, apart from the ladder obviously, this is all the stuff that we've got to fix it. And we're not just going to fix it. Oh no. What we're going to do is we're going to put this in a position where it should give us a good couple of years service. So overall we've got a bit of service work to do, we've got all the preventative maintenance, and we've got to make that happy, right? It might need a new clutch, I don't know, we'll have to get into it. There is an oil leak on it as well. I think that's probably one of the banjos around the turbo. Don't know, we're going to have a look. It needs quite a bit of suspension work, but again, that's going to have to be done. So that's the mechanical side of things, the front end, this bit here. What we're going to do then is we're going to get in the cab, change a few bits and pieces in Europe because the speakers are not working properly. So we're going to change those out. That head unit is, you know, we've got we've got something else to go in there, and we're going to try and put some speakers up in around there as well, and get a fair bit of that sorted. We've also got a new steering wheel for it. I say new, I had one left over from a previous project, so it's going on there. And yeah, we've got a bit of tidying up to do in there. But it's not going to stop there, because what we're also going to do while we're there is we're going to spec out this little thing a bit as well. We've got to put a bit of insulation up in the roof. We're going to put some lighting in. The racking's going to be basically put into a position where it's going to be used. I'm going to try and build a little workbench to go on the back of it as well as part of the thing. We're going to have some work lights that fold down from by here, so they come out the back and everything else. We're going to have a power panel on the thing. We're going to take all, and we're going to put a bit of insulation in everywhere, not just in the roof. It's going to be, you know, so if for whatever reason you wanted to go, you could chuck an airbed in the back of it and quite happily, you know, who needs a travel lodge? Win! Other than what I've said don't work, everything works. The engine, it pulls well. It does pull well. It's not short of, you know, but again, it's something we can look at when we get into it and everything, because the timing belt on it isn't too difficult. It's a little bit more complicated than the petrol, but we got to, you know, I've had to buy a new kit for it, but a new locking kit, but you know, we should be all right. So there's only one thing left to do really, and that's have a crack. Seen? Oh no! That's a bitch. This is gonna give me shit. This is mad. Look at this. And there's nothing, there's a massive gap there. So there's nothing to jack on, and I can't get this much further forward. I suppose I can. I'm gonna have to move this as far forward as possible, because this is not what I would consider, well, it's not unsafe, but in theory we could go all the way up, I reckon, that, because that doesn't translate to height there. It's only going to go up about another 30-40 mil. However, that is locked off. The balance, although it looks absolutely crazy, obviously the weight's in the front end, this isn't too bad, and that's where the jacking points are, so obviously that's where it all needs to be. I wouldn't about to start hanging off the back end of it, but I think that we're all right, you know. Oh Christ, that's reasonably complicated on that back. Yeah, let's dig into it, shall we? Let's have a crack. I tried seeing what the paintwork would come up like, and basically no hope. As you can see where they had the transfers and everything, that's what it should look like, and that's what it does look like. So I'd like to say that, yeah, we sorted out with a bit of detailing, a bit of paint correction. I think it's gone a bit past paint correction. I'm not going to worry about it too much. We've got a bit of hey, look, you can see where it's gone through to the galv, which is interesting. I got a plan for that, or I think I did have until I saw something, but yeah, we got interesting. Yeah. So that's oh, look at that, there we go. Well, that's liner, that's not quite yeah, okay, so we just had a bit of a bump on this side. Yeah, you can see where it has. Yeah. Oh, this is, you know, the inside of it, yeah, it's worn and one thing or another, but this liner, it's got something to do with that modular system, which is a ridiculous amount of money's worth. But it does mean that we got a fully rubberized plasticky floor, and all of this in here is in reasonable condition. All this stuff you can take it off and do different bits and pieces with it. You've got the proper bulkhead, which is good if you don't want to you know, see what's in the back. It's interesting how this works. I don't you know, but what I wanted to do was have a look at this, because I think that we could be in have a few problems with this, because I did notice that this was what it's done, it's mud mostly. That's not so bad. But what it's done is water got trapped in there, and yeah, and it's had a go at reducing its weight. So what I'm deciding to do is whether to try and get a new door for it or not. I did find a new door for it, to be honest with you. I just didn't fancy paying 150 odd quid for the privilege of going to Birmingham to pick it up. It's making a reassuringly crunchy sound. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. Tell you what, because I ain't going back in there without that. Yeah, that's yeah, that's completely gone. I think I'm going to be going to Birmingham to get a new door. Brilliant. Start at the front and work our way back. That there is there's two EGR valves on it. There's one up there somewhere, and there's one there somewhere. I can't remember which one's which. One's low pressure, one's high pressure. That has a cooling jacket around it, which is contained in that plastic monstrosity there. And as you can see, that's leaking. Power steering is fluid on this. There is a lot of oil here, but everything else, you know, there's nothing bent. I was expecting that to be in pieces, and even though it's damaged, it's not, which is just as well really, because that ain't coming off without getting destroyed. Neither is that. That's a DPF and cat, I think, all in one. The buffer cat, I don't know, yeah. Dog bones at it. Now, what you got on these is there is an oil filter and oil cooler housing assembly there, and there are two seals. Bloody things. There are two seals in there. There's a small O-ring and a larger O-ring. As it goes, there's a post that goes into the block, and by the looks of it, there's no oil above it. It's all I'd have said that I was looking good to be a candidate for that leak. I think that a lot of this oil here has been as a result of, yeah, we're gonna have to drain the coolant, drain the oil, and we're going to attack that. And they're what I would call that they absolutely need to be resolved. They're critical. So that's the first or second thing we got to do. The second thing, third is there's a lot of noise here. Now, looking at these components, nothing looks broken, does it? But trust me, it's noisy. So what I'm going to do, instead of buying new arms, because I'm a cheapskate, I have got to refurbish these, which means that we replace these ball joints here, and these bushes here, although they don't look too bad, and that bush at the back there, which, you know, so we got that to do. So we got to get those arms off both sides, and they got to be done. And we've also got to do the wheel bearings, which means we've got to get all of this apart as well. Not to mention the brakes, you know. And that's just the bit we've got to do on the front. Original tyre. Yeah. 2013 on the date code. The back box. Oh dear. Oh no, oh no. Oh. It's not blowing, but I think that needs a new one. I'm impressed, it's independent suspension on the back here. Is that steel? Yeah, it's steel. I don't even know where to start with this. Well, actually I do. We're going to get the wheels off. I'm also going to get this out here because look at the state of this. I'm getting all the wheels off it and we're going to refurbish them. Put a bit of colour on them. Wow. Let's get the wheels off and see what we got going on there.
It's alright, that.